Okay, so our course for Snapchat ad is almost ready. I'm going to be dropping the update soon, but I want to show you something one more time about TikTok ad. So what you are seeing on the screen is a TikTok ad campaign, a recent one I'm running for a new client. Now, this client has been referred to me by another client of mine, and he was very skeptical because the results this other client showed him were too good to be true. So he was in doubt whether he too will get the same results. Of course, they are not into the same line of business. For him, he sells a physical product, a hair care product, okay? So he was asking me whether he will get the kind of result that other client showed him, all right? Of course, that's not the only person that one client has referred to me. The same thing with every other client I've worked with. And of course, the same thing with this particular client at the end of the day, okay? But I want to show you something very, very important, because sometimes we think that, oh, a successful ad, once you set it up, it runs. No system, no platform can guarantee you a successful ad. That's why in my setup package for TikTok ad, I'll always tell you that after setting it up, I'll monitor it to be sure that it's performing well. So if you notice here, we have 4 campaigns. It's only one that is active. And the only reason these ones were paused is that they were not performing well. By the way, this client already has an ads manager, right? But for me to run a successful ad for you, I must run the setup first. All right, that's your account setup. So whether you already have an existing account or I will create a new account, the most important thing, or the first most important thing, is me running the setup, right? So I have to be sure the setup is in order so that if anything is going wrong, I know where to look at, okay? So I set up this account for him. I could have as well worked with his other accounts, but that will require me also going to check the setup and fix any error that might be there, okay? So we did this first one. I'll show you here in a moment. Okay, let me even drag it this way so you see. So this ad started on the 8th of February, right? Today is 10th, okay? So this one 8, this one 8, this one 9th. Now I'm using the same budget. Okay, this one I even use higher budgets. This one was 7,005, right? But the rest of it were 3,750, okay? Because I wanted to run it for 4 days, okay? But this first one, I decided to use 7.5. But look at the results. Let's get to the results. All right, so total money that the guy funded the account initially with was 15,000 naira. So that first ad, that first campaign, we spent 6,000 something, as you can see here. And cost per click was 157 approximately, right? Then if you check, he had 4,700 impressions, just 39 clicks, and then had 7 conversions, okay? Now these conversions are real conversions in the sense that these people were interested in buying the product, okay? That's this first one that we spent 6,000 something, right? With a budget of 7.5. Now the second one you see here, which is this one, the same on the 8th of this month of February, right? 2026. We are using a budget of, I think it's still 7.5. I can't see the budget here. I think I did campaign budget. Okay, but let's check. So, and again, note this one is a smart ad. That's why we couldn't turn it off. So I even wrote it here smart. Okay, so I wanted to try their own system to see whether it will give me a better result. So as at this time, we spent 4,700. Cost per click was 73 naira 55 kobo. Okay, then cost per mile was 300 naira. Now this one, cost per mile was 1,000 something. Imagine that's cost per 1,000 impressions. Okay, so here the impression this one got was 12,687 impressions with 64 clicks. Let's see the conversion it got us. It got us only 9 conversions. Okay, people interested in buying the product. Okay, all right, so we got to the third one. This one didn't perform at all, though we stopped it early enough, okay? So we just spent like 300 and something naira, and I noticed that it's not giving me the right impression. The truth is that for me, every ad that has worked, right? Before a cross sees 500 naira, here should be like 20,000 impression, all right? So that's just a secret for you, okay? So I wasn't online, so I asked the guy to check for me. So he checked on his end and told me the result. I told him to shut it down. So I told him I'm not going to do any other thing, right? I know what to fix now because I'm sure that my setup was in order. I'm also sure the ad account setup. I'm also sure that my ad setup were in order, right? So I told him, give me time. So what I did was I worked on his video. From the beginning of this whole thing, after I checked his page, I've always pointed at a particular video, okay? So I told him, I'm going to be working on your video. So I tried that particular video. I'm trying to get to the ad section so you see something. So I tried that particular video I've been pointing at, and they restricted it. They rejected it, right? So if you notice here, all those ones have the same creative, okay? The same creative. So this one is different. Can you see? So I had to work on his creative, right? And then I started this next ad, and look at the performance. It's still active anyway. By the way, I started this ad around 7 p.m. yesterday. That was around the time the ad started. So let's see what this ad has done so far. So we're spent 4,500 and something naira. Now, cost per click is 3 naira 70 kobo. That's amazing, okay? Compared to every other thing you've seen, every other one we've seen. Then, cost per 1,000 impression is 26 naira 22 kobo. That's amazing. So, impressions so far is 173,000. Now, this impression, if you don't understand, is the number of views the video has gotten, right? Of course, I know that it's not view that we are looking for, but for us to get to what we are looking for, we must get enough views, okay? So, remember 7 p.m. last night, and we'll spend like 4,000 naira, or let's say 4,700 naira, right? And so, this is, I'm making this video. This is, I just took my kids to school. This is 8:26. Let's call it 8:30, right? It's like 12 hours have gone since the ad started, okay? Not up to 24 hours. So, for clicks, we have 1,200 and something clicks, right? Then look at conversion. 147 as at now. Can you see? 147 as at now, okay? I didn't show you earlier the cost per conversion. Now, for this one, cost per conversion is 13 naira 89 kobo. This one, there was no conversion, so no cost here. Now, this one was 500 and something naira. This one was 800 and something naira. So you can't compare these ads at all, okay? So my point in all this is that you need to be sure that you did your setup well before running TikTok ad, so that if there is an error anywhere, if your ad is not performing well, we know where to look at, okay? And I prepared my course. I've also updated it this 2026, right? To show you the easier and better way to set up your TikTok Ads Manager, get it verified and ready for a successful ad. If you have not gotten that training, that's TikTok Ads Made Easy, right? Check the first link in the description of this video if you have seen it on YouTube to get into the class, right? Just check the link, click on it, and it will direct you to where you can pay and get into the class, okay? And if you have any issues, my contact is always there. In fact, before you finally access the course, you'll be referred to me on WhatsApp, right? So you can save my contacts, okay? So that if there's any issue, you can let me know, right? So go through it, go through the setup like I shared there, set up your own account properly. Even if you have another account before, maybe you can now see how I ran the setup. Go check your setup, right? Make sure everything is in order, then go set up your ad. Now, after setting your ad, it might still not give you a good result. What you do is to be patient, right? I've already given you a secret. When you spend like 200 naira and you've not seen like 20,000 or let me say 15,000 impressions yet, then it's a bad sign, okay? So join the class to see what you are not getting right, okay? So that's where we'll be stopping with this particular review. But remember that I told you that our Snapchat ad course is almost ready. Expect the update soon.